So there is another function I want to show you, first of which I'm going to delete this image and save. If I refresh this, you'll notice it's now gone and the link included. I want to show you, so you might have pages that are similar. Oh, in fact, before I go into that, I spoke to you earlier about templates. So each page follows a certain template. Now bear that in mind because we're going to create a new page now. So one way is to right click on where you want to create it. So let's say we want to create it within our courses. We right click and we can go to create a document here. So when we do this we get all the fields but they're empty. The important thing you want to look at here is the template. So this page in particular follows the base template. Yeah, we want to change that. The home page follows the home page template. Blog posts follow sort of these article templates, but there are a few different ones. Most of the time you're going to want to create it as a base template, to be honest. So you just want to make sure you select this. If you don't know what templates are what, then I'd recommend just creating the page and having a look at what it looks like. You can so you just add a template page and then wherever you want and then check it. So if we just give this a name, test, and fill out some of the blanks and save, or we need to publish it. So and publish, and then we refresh this page. You'll notice that test is now in here and it follows this template. Now the reason I put test data in is that if we were to change the template we might lose some data, which we don't want to do once we've edited the page. So for example, if I change this template to contact and then refresh the page, change it to contact, if the save button is inactive just press a space in the contact box and then save. So this now should follow the contact page template. Let me refresh a second. Yeah, this should now. If you ever get this scenario where a page doesn't update, it's because this is being cached, which means there's a store of it in a temporary location so it can be accessed quicker. So if there's ever updates that you make that aren't there, go to Site and Clear Cache. That will clear and then you click OK. So now we refresh this page. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. And it's now changed theme to match the contact page. And you'll notice the information that fills in the blanks is the same. So I'm going to go ahead and change this back to base template. Save. Refresh the page after clearing the cache. So we change it to base template, yes. We then save, clear the cache, and then we refresh this page. Perfect, okay. And that's how you create a page. I mean, ultimately, it's no different to editing a page, you just fill in the blanks differently. The only thing you might want to do is you see this here, this URL is test.html. If we look in courses, for example, you'll see test is in here, and at the moment at the bottom of the screen you'll see test.html. We can actually customize that, and this is quite important for your search engine ranking, and this is with your resource alias. So if we changed this to words, people, in fact we didn't use spaces, words, people are searching for, and then we save, you'll notice that when we refresh this page and then go to clear the cache and then refresh this page, you'll notice that when we go into test, this URL has been changed to what the alias is. This is extremely important for your search engine ranking, and you want to use words in here that people are searching for to get to a particular page. We're going to now show you how to delete this page. So you right click on it and you go to delete resource. we do want to delete it. This temporarily deletes it, which means if we have a look on the site now, it's now gone for all intents and purposes. But to commit the change, you go to this little trash icon, and this will delete everything that's been highlighted in red. Now I'll quickly cover latest news, because you notice this doesn't work in the same way as everything else. If you go to latest news, you see there's articles, but there's no sub-articles within the latest news at the moment. And that's because this is an article container. So if we click on latest news, you'll notice that these are all the properties for the home page. The main thing is this little list of articles here. So these are things that have been added. If you were to click on this, it would go to edit a page, but we want to add a new article just to show you the feature. So I'm going to call this test article. It's essentially the same as a page. Works in exactly the same way. It's got template variables and things. Normally you're just going to want to edit this, maybe add a few images, give it a summary, set it to published if you want to publish it. I would always recommend using article template, don't change this. The only thing I'm going to say is that you must specify an alias for your news articles, otherwise there'll be errors in the way that the link appears on the page. Now this works in the same way as specifying an alias for the page, so I'm going to call this test news title. Now when I save this, if saving doesn't take forever, let me just check. If I refresh this page like this, I think that's just an error with the save dialog there. So if I go back into latest news, we should see it there. Okay, oh, that added anyway. So your test news article is now here, and if we refresh this page, we can see our test news article. If we go to home, we'll see it's automatically put it where we want it. This is the summary text we added. And if we click on it, we can see here's our news article, and here's our alias that we specified for it. And it's literally as simple as adding pages. If we go into components and then go to Quip, this is where we can administer comments that people have written on the website, if any comments have been written. So we can see each one of these is an article, and there are no comments added. But if we wanted to approve comments, we would go in and do it via this. But I'm not going to go into this now. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory on how to use. What I want to cover next is how to actually edit images from the gallery. So if we go to components and then to gallery, which is where I am now, you'll notice there are two galleries in here. You've already seen me select images from head images to when we edited MBA. But there's also a gallery here called Homepage Rotator. Now if we go to the home page, this rotator picks up the images that are in this gallery, and it picks the latest 3 images. If you want me to change it so it picks up all of them, then we can, but at the moment it only takes the latest 3. So if we wanted to move this image to here, we just drag and drop it and then save. And you'll notice that when we refresh this page, that image is now first. It's got title and subtitle on here, so if we wanted to edit this, we right click on it and update the item. That's the title, that's the subtitle. So if we go hello here, and then world down here and save, you'll notice that that updates it on here. So I'm going to move this back to here now, so that we've got the original images. I suppose what you're going to want to know how to do is to add an item to this. So all you do is you click upload item, you choose your file. We're going to choose the test image that we used earlier. You give it a name, so title I'm going to say, and then your subtitle, and then you save. So that image is now in there to be used. And if I drag that to here, to the front again and save, and when we reload this page, you'll see that test image has been put in. And you'll notice, even though this image here doesn't actually match the height and width of this window here, it's automatically scaled it to fit. So you don't actually need to worry about the size of the image you upload for this particular feature. But we want to delete that now, so we're going to delete that item. And now when we go to the website, that item has now been deleted and the primary navigation is back, the primary thing is back to how it was. The only other thing I can think that you'll want to do is you'll notice that if you click on this, it takes you to AAT page. So if we actually update one of these, there's a URL here. So in here you put any URL that you want that particular image to link to. So you could, if you wanted to link to MBA, you change that to 20. And it's the same format for the links. Open square bracket, tilde, the number of the resource, and then 2 close square brackets. The final thing I want to show you before we wrap up is there are some areas of the page that are common across the entire website. So you'll notice this new year, new career, for example, that's common across the website. So are these 3 bottom links. So where do those come into play? Well, this is a little bit of a custom setup, and you'll notice that there's a page here, a category here that doesn't appear in the main navigation. There are 2 of them. So one is pages hidden from the main menu. So these are extra pages on the site that are on there but are linked to within pages themselves. So if you wanted to add extra pages in here and link to them your own way within other articles, then you can do that. But page bits is the bit we're interested in at the moment. So you'll see we've got write calls to action, which is this, and we've got 3 boxes, which is at the bottom. So if we open write calls to action and we go into general write CTA, this is all the text and images and stuff for this. So if we edited this, it would edit that. Now you need to be a bit careful with this, because if you mess around the structure too much, it will alter the formatting. So try and limit it to changing what these items are rather than removing and adding a great deal of text. Likewise, 3 boxes, you'll see 1, 2, 3. So if we clicked on 3, so if we click on 3, yeah, then you'll see you've got all this content in here that actually controls that box. So if you knew a little bit of HTML, you'd be able to edit these. I mean, you don't need to know what the tags are to edit the titles of things anyway. It's just a case of changing this, but it's just to show you've got the control within the admin control panel to actually get in and access and change that. The reality is those are probably going to stay fairly consistent and only change once every couple of months anyhow. So that's it really. That's everything that you can edit and change, and that's how to navigate around the site and do what you need to do in it. If you have any questions, then you can get hold of me at andrew@scorchsoft.com. That's scorchsoft.com, website development, web application development, website design.